To the little boy warming the bench in gym class, to the little girl eating alone at the lunch table, to every outcast cast in a role you never asked to play, to everyone who's been elephant in the room, a fly on the wall, no big or small, you may be unnoticed, but you're not unknown. This poem is for the young Davids, to everyone who's been nameless, face forgotten in a field full of better options, to everyone who's been black sheep shepherds serving in the shadow of someone bigger than you. Know that though unsung, you are not unseen. Surely he who names the stars, numbers our follicles, and bottles our tears, is in no danger of forgetting his children. This poem is for the overlooked. Know your God has a habit of picking the last picked and making leaders of the least likely. Know, though unliked, you are not unloved. This poem is for the rejected. Know that Jesus knows what it's like to be despised and unesteemed, the man of sorrows burdened with our heavy weight of grief, the light of the world planted his nail-pierced feet in the very darkness we stand in. Rejection, alone and abandoned friends, asleep Jesus bows his knees, pleading with the Father, bleeding, a Katrina of anguish, love leaking from the levee of his skin. Judas turns him in, Peter turns his back, Christ looks to the crowd for compassion, but they ask for Barabbas, shamed and naked, spit-stained faces. The crowd was laughing at his lashes, arms of the word open like book full of death sentences, read as guilty though not red-handed, hung between crooks, but the only thing he took was the wages of our sin. This poem is for the offended. Know that Jesus, even while hanging from a tree, never let the root of bitterness stretch its limbs in the soil of his heart. When they plucked his beard like weeds, he turned his other cheek, stood silent as a sheep, as people heaped insults on his head instead of worship at his feet, walked extra miles with those he knew would never walk with him, and invested his heart in those he knew wouldn't see him as the door, but would treat him like a doormat. Sticks and stones could have broken his bones, but he chose to save a broken world by hanging from their sticks and rolling back the stone, because Jesus came to win souls, not a popularity contest. This poem is for everyone who's ever felt different. Know that you have a friend who's been there. Jesus was strange. Stone rejected by men, but chosen by God. I am strange, may not have many friends, but I have a blood brother I never have to pretend with. I'm accepted. No exception, and losing some friends was worth gaining redemption. Be encouraged. Rejection may hurt, but Jesus is worth it. I'm learning that loving people deserves our investment despite its rate of return. When you feel alienated, remember you are not of this world. These earthlings will burn you, but the purpose of fire is to make you like the sun. So be light, shine for his name. We're called, you're called to be different. We're called to be strange.